I haven't been on in a while because I've been busy. But I want to talk about Willow Smith. Willow Smith was on the Red Table Talk with her grandma, Adriana Battlefield, and her mother. And they talked about polyamory or being polyamorous. Or in Tibet and in Asia is called polyandry. Polyandry is one woman marrying like all brothers or five brothers or six brothers or how many husbands. Um, and so Willow says that she believes she's polyamorous. And she said polyamory was introduced to her in a non sexual way. And she feels that she's the only person out of her friends who have the least amount of sex, but she dates a lot of people. And she says that she's not just going to walk down the aisle with someone just because they're cute. So Willow is not a monogamy person. She does not believe in the one-to-one relationship between man and woman or whatever else. She believes in being polyamorous. Now, when I read that article, I said, with my experience with astrology, people know that astrology is your personality, your character, your personal preferences are based on your personality, which is, if you want to know who you are, get a birth chart reading done. Find out where your moon sign is, because you can be born under a sun sign and be you think like another sign. Like for example, I'm a Libra and I'm born on October the 6th. Now, October the 6th is the day of the good life, which people that's born on October the 6th, they like to make people's lives better around them. They like to have a good time. So I am that type of person. I love to smile. I love to see people doing good around me. I like to make people happy. I don't like a lot of bullshit. I don't like a lot of ruckus. I don't like a lot of drama. But I can bring the drama because we're talking about the sign of Sagittarius today. Now, as I said, my moon is in Virgo, so I am a Virgo at heart. And my rising sign is Sagittarius. So I can speak on polyamory. Now, I grew up in a Muslim community, but they did not practice polyamory. But when you look at the history of Islam, polyamory is infused in the culture because in Arabia, the men can have 5 to 6 wives if, they got the money to take care of them. So that's polyamory. And I read a lot about polyamory and why Muslims would take more than one wife. And during the time of Prophet Muhammad, they took more than one wife because when Muslim soldiers were going to war, those that died in battle, kings would marry their wives, or take in their wives as an extra wife to take care of their family. So polyamory can be good if it's done right. But polyamory is only for certain people, like Sagittarius, Aquarius. Aquarius, I think that they can be polyamorous because they don't like to be tied down either. Now, Willow, I looked at Willow's chart, and Willow has a Venus in Sagittarius. Now, Venus and Sagittarius, they're lighthearted in relationships. They don't like to be tied down, just like a Sagittarius rising. I don't like to be tied down. Like, if I get bored with the person that I'm dating, I have to change that person and continue to date, or I got to date multiple people because Venus in Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising and Sagittarius sun, they like variety in their lives. When you think of Sagittarius, think of variety. They like variety. And I love variety. I love all kinds of different people. I like to be around different people all the time. And I like to be free. And pretty much with Sagittarius, it's being free. So Willow is deciding to be polyamorous because of her Venus in Sagittarius. And plus her being introduced to polyamory in a non-sexual way. So now I want to say this. I was in a relationship from 2004 to 2015. And it was a long relationship, very long. But I was bored in it and I felt like I was in jail, kind of like. And I wanted to do something more than what I was doing. Like that one person just wasn't doing it for me. And see, when you have Sagittarius in your chart, I have Pisces in the fourth house, which is Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. So that's another part of Sagittarius that I have in my chart. I have Neptune and Sagittarius in my chart, and I'm a Sagittarius rising. So I love freedom all across the board. Um, I date, I tell y'all all the time, and I date different people at the same time. And it's pretty okay because once you get bored with one person, or maybe that person doesn't do some of the things that you want, and you date somebody else who may do the things you want to do. So what Willow was saying is she likes polyamory because if a mate, if you have a mate and they don't have the same feelings as you do you have to cut those feelings off just to satisfy that mate? And then what happens when you do a Sagittarius like that, a Sagittarius will either bolt, because when you're talking about Sagittarius, you're talking about a horse, a half man, half horse. Okay? And horses cannot be tamed, or like you can't, they got to roam free. So this is when you're looking at Sagittarius, think of a horse in a barn that needs lots of land. So I need variety in my life. I love to travel. Sagittarius love to travel. So this is basically a video based on personality. Now y'all know I do news, I do astrology as well too. So if you are a spook or a real religious person, then maybe this channel is not for you, because I pretty much talk about personality traits here, because that's what dictates your preference. Everybody has a preference, and it's no different when it becomes dating. It's no different. So I date. I actually just started getting into polyamory because I've watched it for a while. I've studied it, watched it, observed it, looked at it, and like, do I want to do this? And my character and the way that I live my life, that's my preference. So it's kind of hard when you're a woman to be polyamorous, because people shun that. They look down upon that. Now, if you go over to China or Tibet, polyandry is normal over there in those countries. But when you come to America, like America is the place where religion actually took place, in religion has some polyamory in it too, because when you read the Bible, you read a lot of the kings that had mistresses, and different wives and stuff like that. So polyamory or polyandry is ancient. It's been here for the longest. You just have to find out, is it right for you? And I'm saying if you're a Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Rising, or Venus in Sagittarius, polyamory may be a look for you. It might be good for you because you need variety in life. So that's what I was coming in to talk about today because that was on my mind. Y'all know how I am about astrology. It is what dictates your character and who you are. Um, don't ever let nobody tell you who you are. Because all my life, people have told me who I am, what I should be doing, things like that. And then when I started reading astrology and getting really into astrology, I started to find myself, find my character, find out what it is that I want and what it is that I like. How to please myself. I'm learning those things because with the help of astrology, it helps me become a whole human being, and I don't need to rely on others to tell me who I am. So that's what I want to stop in and talk about. Willow says she's going to be polyamorous, and I see a lot of women today, especially black women, some of them are starting to accept polyamory. And I want to bet that they're either a Sagittarius, they have Sagittarius somewhere in their chart, or they're born in the month of Sagittarius, or they're Venus in Sagittarius, or they're Sagittarius rising. These people cannot be bogged down in relationships with monogamous relationships or one-to-one relationships. They need variety. So if you're a Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius rising, or Venus in Sagittarius, you need variety in your life, and you need to get some. And if anything with Sagittarius, we are free. We let our free flag fly because we love freedom. We love it. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I may come back with another video. This was on my mind, and I wanted to talk about it because a lot of people don't realize who they are, their personality, or what their needs are. And a lot of people today are unsatisfied, really unsatisfied, especially in relationships. So it's best to understand who you are before you go out there and get what you need. So yeah, so Willow has joined the Polyamorous Club. So tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, Sloan B. Have a great day.